All right, and we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, or shall I say good morning. This is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics, and I thought I would show a couple of more of my CGC graded books. Alfonso, welcome. Glad you are able to be up this late, or I guess it depends really on where you are on the planet. But hopefully some of you were able to take advantage of that 15% off sale today on eBay. I think eBay sometimes does it on purpose where they do a sale right after you spend money. Because I spent about $180 the day before on a key issue book. And I would have loved that extra 15% discount. But hopefully some of you guys took advantage of that. And I have 5 CGCs. Because I literally have between 2 and 300 graded books easily. And it's been a while since I've shown them all, so I thought every now and then I'll show like 5 of them, and then depending on how the stream goes, I'll do an unboxing and things like that. So let me first turn on the camera so you could see. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the purpose if I show it to a blank screen. So I already see a bunch of people are coming in. So Gorilla, hello. Florence. Abs Tech 1, hello. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day. Feel free to join the chat and have your voices heard, because the more you guys communicate, the more we get to know one another, so don't be a stranger, even if this is the first time you're ever seeing any one of my videos. So speaking of which, if you are a subscriber, I do a subscriber shout out. So I will do that here at the end of the video, so stick around, and the more you comment, the more likely I will catch notice, and I will most likely pick you. So, SWP Goat, hello. So, let's start showing some of the books. And, of course, Lex, hello. I always give the prices because I think it's better to give the prices, which include shipping and handling. Hello, Kevin. Welcome. Because this way, especially if it's a book that you see and you think, wow, I want to get that. What is the prices for these? At least you get a kind of a guideline. Now, some of these books I bought years ago, so the prices are probably going to be a lot higher. But hey, you never know. Wait for deals. And Gorilla says he's a sub. Welcome. And that is always good to hear. Thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying my channel. So let's get with comic number 1. Now, this one I would definitely recommend getting if you get the opportunity, because you could still get this pretty cheap. This is Incredible Hulk number 182. Now, over here, this isn't cracked. It's just a rip in the plastic. I got to change the plastic. So, a lot of people cannot afford Hulk 181 anymore. Even 180 is starting to get out of reach. So, this might be something to check out. This is CGC. It's light tanned, off-white pages. It's a CGC 6.0. But it's the first appearance of Hammer and Anvil. And the first appearance of Death of Crackerjack. And it also has a Wolverine cameo on the first page. So it's an early Wolverine appearance. I think it's his second cameo. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this book you could get relatively cheap. I mean, I spent, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, $77.86 for this book. And that includes shipping and handling. So you could probably still get that book for around $100 in that grade, maybe less, but always wait for deals. Alright, this is a book that I had raw, that I got graded back in 2015, sent it to CGC, and yes, I do grade books with CGC, and this was before I knew about pressing. I don't know if a pressing would help this book, so I'll probably leave it the way it is. But this is Wolverine Origins, issue number 10. This is the Third Claw variant. Hey, what's up, Gene Paul Ace Peter? Long time no see. Welcome. See, you're up late at night like me. Alright, so James Ewing says, are there any key issues other than 180 and 181? Well, one of the ones I showed, 182. I mean, the Wolverine mini-series, issue 1 through 4, those are books to get. The regular series that started around 1988, Wolverine number 1. Number 10 is another one, because that's the first appearance of Patch, which was a, it was Wolverine with a patch. I mean, you know, not very original. But that book you could probably get for under $15. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. Giant Size X-Men number 1. So the best bet is you can just Google, key comics for Wolverine. You'll find a bunch. But this one I got graded. I bought this all the way from a seller in Australia. With shipping and handling, it came out to about $125, and that includes the cost to have this book graded. This is the first appearance of Daken. That's pretty much the only really significance in this one. It's the retailer incentive edition. So like I said, it's the third claw variant. This one's definitely hard to get. That's another good one. Gene Pauli's Peter says X-Men 96, the first time Wolverine goes berserk. There's also Wolverine, what is it? I think 76, where it's either 76 or 81, where Wolverine first meets Deadpool. And you'll see, basically, Deadpool with his two sabers basically stabbing somebody above his head, and they don't show who that is. Well, that ends up, spoiler alert, Wolverine. So check in case I got the number wrong, but that's another cheap book you could find. All right, this is another book. This is one of the books I had as a kid. I got this graded myself, sent it to CGC. I have so many copies of this book. I have another one that I got signed by Rob Liefeld back in the early 90s. And it's funny, and I used to do this myself. Most people would say Liefeld. It's actually Liefeld. But of course, this is the first full appearance of Cable. This came back at 9.2. Again, I did this before I knew about pressings. Doesn't look like a pressing would help this book at all. I mean, not even to make it worth it. But I paid about $60, and then with grading and everything, about roughly around $75 altogether. White pages, 9.2. So not bad for the first full Cable. Yep, sorry about that. Just hit the microphone. SWP Goat Daken was an 80s metal band. Yes, they were. I used to listen to that, especially when I used to work out in college. I went to what they like to call Stonianta, which was Oneonta in New York. And I used to bring a Daken tape and bring it to the gym, and we'd all work out. And then people would get mad because I'd be playing it for hours, and, I can't work out all day. So eventually I'd shut it off and start walking out, and they'd all look at me, like, what are you doing? Why are you shutting off the music? Because people would get into it, because metal music was perfect to work out with. And the last thing that you ever want to do is get a bunch of metalheads / muscleheads all mad at you. Because, as you could see, I was definitely no Arnold Schwarzenegger. But yeah, I used to love that group. In My Dreams is one of my favorite songs of theirs. All right, so number 4. This one I got years ago. This, of course, is Secret Wars issue number 8. I bought this one graded from eBay. Now, of course, let me see if there's any other significance. But this is the origin of the alien symbiote that later becomes Venom. But this was signed by Michael Zeck. This was a 9.8, so you could see with the yellow label that this was signature witnessed. And where's his signature? Right there. Might be hard to see because it's in gold. But I always loved his signature. Okay. And I paid $149 for this book. It's definitely increased a lot since then. But, that's why I always tell people, try and get books early. A lot of people, unfortunately, wait until everybody else wants it, and then the price usually doubles or triples. So you want to really get books when nobody wants a book. And that's back a couple years ago. I bought a bunch of raw ones as well. I have probably 6 or 7 copies of that book. I wish they were all 9.8 signed by Mike Zeck, but hey, you take what you can get. All right, last one. I wanted to show one of my original sketches. I didn't get this sketched. I bought this already graded, but I absolutely love this, and I think especially nowadays with the movie coming out, I would wonder how much this would be worth at this point, because I bought this a couple years ago. This is Dark Avengers number 1. It's the blank sketch cover. It's the first appearance of the Dark Avengers. Norman Osborn becomes the Iron Patriot. This came out 9.8. But this was sketched, a sketch of Venom by David Finch. And I absolutely, when I saw this, I had to buy it. I love David Finch's artwork, and I mean, he's pretty much, a lot of his work that I've seen was basically on Batman, and I have a couple of sketches from him. Not original sketches, but the Batman sketch variant. And he absolutely nailed Venom in this. So this is original sketch art. No one else has one of these. So this is one of a kind. And I only paid $122.50 for this book. So it does have, it's probably hard to see, is a little bit of a Newton ring. But I wonder how much this would be worth at this point. Especially with the Venom movie, if provided it does well. Gene Pauly's Peter says, early sketch cover blank as well. This is the first year they did these variants. Yeah, I like that. I think that's such a great idea because back in the days when I was going to conventions, they didn't have stuff like this. I showed one of my original artworks that I still have from like 1992, and I just used a backing board and had them sign it. But this was done in 2011. And again, just absolutely love that. I'll have to show some of my other sketches in another video. But alright, so last but not least, we have the unboxing. And as you can see, I love when people put this, and you could feel there's no protection at all. You know, I don't understand it, but hey, as long as the comic, you know, cross my fingers, ends up okay, that's all I care about. But this, I'm sure, frustrates everybody. Alright, so at least they put it in a bag and board, but they had no cardboard protecting it. Alright, so let me just take a look. Now, this isn't a major key book or anything like that, but you'll see why I purchased this, and of course, I will give you the total, and then make sure you stick around to see who's today's surprise subscriber shout-out. And yeah, Gene Pauly's Peter is saying Hydro Man, and Jackpot, 2 characters getting spec'd on. To be honest, unless you find a deal on Hydro Man at this point, I wouldn't get it. If you didn't get it already, I wouldn't waste my time with that character, because in my opinion, even right now it's not guaranteed that he's in there, but let's just assume he is. I think he's going to go the route of, what's his name? Crossbones. I really think he's going to have a small little cameo part, or a small little part, maybe he's in the movie, 10 minutes tops, and then he's going to be a one-and-done character. I don't see that character making multiple movies, so I think if you got that book under $20, if you could find it for under $20, get it, but at this point, spending $50, $60, I've seen up to $100 for that book, that to me, I think is really peaked value, and I really don't see that character going anywhere. So if you got it early, you know, congratulations. I missed out on it. I'm not going to spend my money on it. So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. Obviously, if it makes you happy, it doesn't matter what you pay for and how much you spend. But if you are getting it for speculation purposes, if you haven't gotten it by now or you can't find a deal, I would pass up on it. Or you may just accept you missed the boat like I did. And that's okay. You're not going to win every time. Gene Pauly's Peter says, I sold my copies, couldn't argue with the flip, but I'll buy them again when it cools down. Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing to do at this point. If you can't find that book for, I'd say about 25, max 30. If you can't find it for under the max of 30, now obviously ungraded, pass up on it, wait until the movie comes out. A couple of months later, nobody's going to care about that book, so you'll probably see it start to drop. And in about 3 months after that, you'll probably be able to get it for a reasonable price. But just also keep in mind, you'll probably never see that character in another movie again. So if you're expecting it to rise, don't hold your breath. So that's the one thing, like I tell people, most people buy books based on emotion. So by the time the price will go down, 99% of the people won't care. I mean, how many people right now are looking for the first Ultron? Or the first Apocalypse? You know? Or even the first Crossbones. Nobody cares about them anymore, and you could definitely get them cheap. Hey, what's up, Corey? James, I want to say hi to Joao, Captain Jenks, Victor, Antonio, Joshua. Welcome. All right, so I'm going to show the last book, and then I'm going to do the surprise subscriber shout-out. Now this, of course, as you can see, I have multiple copies. I have like 3 or 4 copies that I bought the day it came out. This is Spawn #1. But you know me, I'm not going to just buy a generic comic. Right there. This book was signed by Todd McFarlane. And I have so many of his signatures. I mean, I've gotten books signed by him myself. That is an authentic signature. There is no doubt about it. So even though this didn't have a certificate of authenticity, I know his signature. Now, especially with the hype about Spawn at this point, even a raw book, surprisingly, is going for about $25 and up. So this is a book to get. I mean, I got these, like I said, I have like issue 1 through 13 or something, like multiple copies of each, because I bought them all the day they came out. Because, you know, back then everybody's saying, oh, Image is going to be the next best thing. And they were right, but not in the way they originally said it was. So I've seen a signed book, 9.8's going for like between $400 and $500. I paid with shipping and handling $83.10 for this book. And I will be getting this one graded. So it's a Spawn #1. This is probably, I mean, I'd have to look at the whole book. This could pass for a 9.6 to a 9.8. I mean, obviously, I won't know. Because the person said they read this book once, and it's been in a bag and board ever since. So, it looks like I don't see any spine roll. Especially with a black cover, because the back is the part I'm going to have to check. But I'm going to do that with gloves, because it's a very shiny book, so it'll show fingerprints, and that will lower the grade. But for $83 for a signed Todd McFarlane #1, I can't complain. Now, this isn't the newsstand, because if it was, it would have the barcode down here, but that's okay. I've seen the ones without the barcodes with the signed book selling for a couple of $100, so that works for me. All right, so let me see. Captain Jank says, Spawn may do well, but to do a movie while the lead character never speaks concerns me. Well, I guess it depends on what they do with it. So, I mean, it remains to be seen. They are definitely going in dark with this version. I actually remember seeing the original Spawn in the movies. I actually liked it. It was corny, but I enjoyed it. I also liked the original Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone. Because, again, I saw that the day it came out in the movie theaters with a bunch of my friends, and it was just a good time. And it was, again, another cheesy kind of book. But we'll see what happens with it. But, you know, like I said, for that price, for a signed Todd McFarlane, I'll take it. All right, so we're going to do the surprise subscriber shout-out, but we have a question really quick. Lex says, hey, Chris, do you have a Batman 227? I'd love to get that book in her 8 or 9 grade. I do have at least 1 copy of that, maybe 2. I don't remember, but I know I have at least 1 of them. I mean, it's a book you could still get. I think, I don't even want to speculate what I paid for it, but yeah, that's like a mid-grade book that I have. Just watched one the other day, loved the Judge Dredd. Yeah, I like the original Judge Dredd better for me. Like, this new one is just basically murdering people the whole movie, so it's kind of a little too dark. Hey, Reggie, what's up? If I get you to see. And I saw, by the way, Reggie, I haven't had the chance to watch your video yet because I had a bunch of stuff I had to do today. But I saw in your title that you played the harmonica. If you played the harmonica and I didn't get to watch it, I'm going to be so mad, dude. Because I've been actually busting his chops because he did a video. And if you haven't seen his channel, Reggie Simmons, he's got a great channel. He's getting close to 1,000 subs. I think his daughter kind of went into the camera while he was doing a video, and she was holding a harmonica, a little play harmonica, and was asking him to play it, in which he refused. You know, poor parenting skills. And we've been bugging him ever since to play that harmonica. And he said if one of his subscribers did a video showing her face, he would do it. So I don't know if that's actually the case. But yeah, you played it and I didn't get to see it. You SOB. All right, I'm gonna definitely have to check that. So check out the video if you want to see a grown man who's a bodybuilder playing a child harmonica. And he says he killed it, which either means he did really well or he basically murdered everybody from how bad his harmonica skills are. So I will be checking that out a little bit later. I'm looking forward to it. It's a shame I missed it live. As a matter of fact, twice I saw you did live videos today, and both times, just as I was checking your channel, the videos were already uploaded, so I just missed them. All right, so Eder says, WLC, top 3 DC Marvel books right now in your opinion. I've made a bunch of videos on that one. DC, it's going to be hard to say because DC books are very expensive. So, I mean, obviously, if you're going with the top ones, it would be Action Comics #1, Detective Comics #27, and probably Showcase #4, which is the first Silver Age appearance of Barry Allen. So if you're talking the keys, like, obviously, with Marvel, you're going to have Amazing Fantasy 15, I would say Incredible Hulk #1, and my third one would have to be Hulk 181. Those are obviously books that you'd have to get. All right, so Corey says Chris shirts coming soon. Hey, just remember, if you're making shirts, make sure I get a cut. All right, so we are going to do our surprise subscriber shout out. And like I said, if you comment often, you're going to get my attention. So the person that caught my attention today, who is also obviously a major Kiss fan like I was, Jean Paul Ace Peter, you will have today's subscriber shout out. So even if you're not a subscriber, when I do live, I'm just going to give you these shout outs anyway. So keep that in mind, everybody. You don't have to be a subscriber when it comes to the live shows, but it pays, so this way you can watch other videos. So that's it. Those are the 5 CGCs. The other book that I showed, I will be getting this graded eventually. This is the Spawn #1 with Todd McFarlane's signature for $83. And I just got word from PGX that they're going to be shipping out my last 4 books that I sent in a month ago. So they are graded, ready to be shipped out. And, of course, they have the grader's notes on them. So from now on, every one of them that I do will be having the grader's notes. So PGX is the only one that does it. I'm happy to say I'm the person that influenced them to do it. It's $5 each one if you want to do it, but I think it's incredible. I mean, obviously you could do it for free by emailing them, but I love the fact that they're on the books now. So that's it. Gene, it's great to know you are a sub. I always appreciate that. You guys are all awesome. Keep communicating with each other. Make sure when this uploads, leave a comment, and if you see somebody asking a question, or if you see somebody, just making a general statement, everybody comment. Let's get this place into a place where you can have some great conversations. And I do have to say this. I did a video yesterday on Comicsgate, and I am pleasantly surprised at the positive response that I got from that video. It's already got about 1,100 views in 24 hours, which obviously for a comic book channel, that's pretty darn good. But considering how controversial that topic is, and how many people are back and forth, I mean, brutally fighting with each other, there was only one person I saw in the live chat that could have been close to a negative commenter, but not really. And then there was only one person that left a comment, which obviously didn't respond to my rebuttal to them, because they basically called me a bigot. And I'm like, please show me an example in that video where I'm a bigot. And obviously they didn't respond. So, but I have to say, I wanted... One of the things that I've tried to learn, because people have said this, and I agree, and sometimes when you want to improve yourself, you have to be humble and kind of swallow your pride and understand where you might want to improve yourself. I know I can get a little over the top sometimes even a little sensitive. I know, call me crazy. And I could, overreact when it comes to videos where I'm even passionate about. And this was the first time where I was like, you know what? Let me gather my thoughts. Let me do it in a way that presents itself very positive, and let's see what kind of response I get from that. Now, obviously, I got a few thumbs down. There's nothing you can do about that. That happens on every one of my videos. But the comments overall were 99.9% positive. So it's something that I'm very proud of, because I've seen so many other videos that talk about Comicsgate, and there's just people back and forth insulting each other, making fun of each other, and maybe this is what I needed to understand from another person's point of view, that if I'm making a video where I'm ranting, especially somebody new, they might not want to hear that. So I want to thank you guys for that, and I'm going to try my best to be a lot more positive. And I have to say another shout out to Reggie, because his channel, one of the things I have a lot of respect for him about is no matter what people say in their comment section to him, he is like the happiest person and the most positive person I've ever seen. And I want some of that to rub off on me. Now, obviously, I don't want to be fake, and I'm not saying he is, obviously, because it's all real with him. But I don't want to like pretend to be over smiley and not be myself. But I definitely want to try and be a little better for you guys, because I want this channel to become something big, something positive, something good for the community. And to any of the people that may have had problems with me in the past or anything, I hope you will go to my Facebook page and contact me one day, because maybe we can create a dialogue where we can all kind of work together to help this community grow. Because there are plenty of people that make YouTube videos that influence the comic book market. And if we're fighting or not talking and communicating, it sends a bad message to newer people. Some people that have been here might walk away, and some people may never join us. And in the long run, that hurts us as a whole. And I'm already starting to hear of comic book stores around the country closing down. So I think we need to be ambassadors and take this very responsible. So I am going to extend an olive branch to anybody who may have had any kind of issues with me in the past for whatever reasons, whether they are misguided or genuine. And let's see if we can create some kind of dialogue where we can all work together. Now, obviously, we don't all have to be best friends and hug it out and start singing Kumbaya. But if we can say positive things about what somebody else does, then maybe we can turn this into something where we bring a lot more people in here. Because the more people that are buying comics, the more we keep the industry alive. So I'm going to extend an olive branch to one of the people that I know for some reason has a problem with me, and that's to the Lords of the Long Box. And forgive me if I said that wrong. I hope that you and I could patch whatever it is that we have up. I've never really spoken to you other than one response to a comment you left on a video, and hopefully maybe one day we can talk, because I can guarantee if I talk to people like real, like one-on-one, I don't have any enemies. The only time I have people that for some reason have issues with me is on the internet for some reason. In real life, I mean, being a massage therapist and a DJ, people are always swarming me, and it's nothing but positiveness. So it's a little interesting here, but I want to extend the olive branch. Whether he takes it or not, that's up to him. But I want to say, as far as I'm concerned, Lords of the Long Box, I have no problem with you. I think I just got frustrated that for some reason you wanted to, I don't know, just not be positive towards me for whatever reason. So let's hope bygones be bygones. Let's hope we can all be productive. Maybe one day do a video live stream where all of us are working together. I think that'd be positive for the community. So we'll see what happens. If he responds, great. If not, you know, it is what it is. But to everybody else, I want to thank you guys. Your comments are amazing. I watch so many videos, and they're not always comic book videos. I watch a whole bunch of different types of videos where, especially in live shows, I see a lot of fighting. I see a lot of nasty comments, some very rude things. And you guys and girls are pretty much nothing but positive. And I really like that, appreciate that, and I want you to enjoy this. And that's why I don't do videos where I'm cursing up a storm. I don't do anything inappropriate. I want this to be something that people from 70 years old to 7 years old get to enjoy. So to the Gene Paul Ace Peters, you've been around for a long time. Thank you for everything that you're a part of in this community. Corey Maxwell, you've been nothing but super kind to me. I mean, those super chats that you've sent me in the past, that's amazing. Florence, I see you commenting all the time. Gorilla Grod, you told me that you're a subscriber. Reggie Simmons, all you guys, thank you so much for making this fun, because I know my first time around, you know, maybe it's the Sicilian Italian in me, maybe it's the New Yorker in me, maybe it's the Scorpio in me, who knows? Maybe it's just me. that I was a little high-strung back in the original days, defensive or not, justified or not. I got to take responsibility for me. So maybe we can turn this into something good, but you guys are helping me do that, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your thumbs up will always be appreciated if you are so kind to do so. Be good to one another. Spread some nice positive messages around. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Have a great night, everybody. And Reggie, I want to see you play that harmonica live. Peace out.